What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another video. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over the TOEFL writing section. I know it's been ages since I've done that in the past, but here we are again, and I've brought a very special independent essay topic. And I think it's pretty special because these days, literally every single person is forced to stay inside because social distancing is the answer, and you must quarantine yourself because, you know, what we're dealing with is asymptomatic. So for the majority of people who are actually infected or, riddled with this disease, you won't be able to tell just by looking at their appearance that they are in fact contagious. So stay inside. It's the safest place to be. Your home is your haven, so stay inside. Now, with that said, we have had to spend a lot of time away from our family members and friends if we aren't lucky enough to live with them under one roof. So that's why I think this essay topic is pretty pertinent, pretty relevant to what we are experiencing these days. Here it is. Some believe spending time away from people we care about is necessary to recognize the significance of the relationship with those people, while others believe that spending time away from people we care about can harm the relationship with them. Which do you agree with more and why? This essay topic is not a sentence, it's more like a paragraph, but either way, we got to read through it pretty quickly, we got to understand what it's talking about, and form our opinion with good reasons. Good reasons being two body paragraphs that don't overlap and don't talk about the same thing, okay? Now, what I've decided to do for this sample essay is, I've decided to turn the sentences that belong in my writing template into blue so that it's easier for you to keep track. So these would be parts of the writing template up until believe that, and the sentences in the regular black color would be my own original sentences that I put in the blanks to finish and complete this essay. All right, now my opinion is I agree with the first statement. So my thought is that we need some distance, we need some time spent away from our significant others to realize how crucial they are to us. So let's get right into it. As everything in life is like a coin that has two different sides, people must weigh the pros and cons before jumping to conclusions. After all, each and every question or topic requires careful deliberation and that there are always multiple variables to a truth. Even though some may adamantly believe that spending a significant amount of time away from those we care about has a higher chance of harming the relationship with them, I strongly believe such opinion lacks coherence to some extent. In my humble opinion, not being in the vicinity of those we cherish for a long time can actually help us realize the significance of said friends or family members for the following reasons. Okay, so that's the introduction. All you need to do is type a complete sentence for the other opinion and a complete sentence for your own opinion, and you're good to go. Now, I want to bring your attention to the conclusion paragraph before we dive into the body paragraphs, because my advice to you is that you should type the introduction and conclusion paragraphs first before typing the two body paragraphs. Now, the reason behind that is too many of my clients and too many of my students have told me that they actually ran out of time to type a complete conclusion paragraph since they either got lost in the body paragraph's details or simply spent too much time typing the two body paragraphs due to a lack of information or maybe some hesitation when it came to formulating and structuring sentences. So in order for us to avoid something like that happening ever again, I think it would be very smart to type the introduction and conclusion paragraphs prior to moving on to the body paragraphs. If you agree, leave a like and listen to me. All right, so here's the conclusion. In summation, yes, it's virtually impossible to provide a completely satisfying answer to an open-ended question. Although the jury may be out on this given essay topic, we can come to a mutual agreement that spending time away from people we care about permits us to acknowledge the importance of the relationship with those individuals due to the reasons and details mentioned above. All right, now that we have typed the introduction and conclusion, our first impression and our last impression for this independent essay are completely organized. So we should now be able to manage the amount of time that we have left very, very neatly. So for example, if it takes you about 6 to 7 minutes to type both the introduction and conclusion, then you'll have about 24 minutes left, right? Think about investing 10 minutes into each body paragraph, because then you'll have about 3 or 4 minutes left to proofread your essay, okay? So you gotta have a plan when it comes to managing your time, because 30 minutes is the limit, all right? Now let's look at the first body. First and foremost, the majority of individuals would agree with the notion that spending much time away from those we care about won't have a profound negative impact. The main reason behind this rationale is that the relationship among loved ones is very intimate and much stronger than many presume. In other words, the people we sincerely care about will not lose faith in or have bad blood towards us because of the amount of time spent away. So my first reason's main point is, hey, spending a lot of time away from those we truly care about and those who are truly close to us is not a big deal. Not a big deal. They're not going to hold a grudge against us. They're not going to be mad at us. You know, we're not little kids anymore. But even if we were, the fact that we have spent so much time away is going to make it more exciting for us to reunite. Okay, now let's look at the example. To illustrate more thoroughly, after teenagers finish the second semester of their senior year in high school, they proudly and anxiously become young adults in university. In the States, most students have no choice but to attend colleges far away from their hometowns, so they live in university dormitories for the first year of their college lives. If the other opinion were true, spending half a year, approximately 180 days away before going back home for the vacation would harm the relationship all undergraduates have with their kin. However, we all know that this isn't true. More often than not, when freshmen in college return to their respective hometowns during the winter or summer vacation, their loved ones are extremely excited to see them again. After spending a few hours catching up with each other's changes or developments and having lively conversations about the time spent away from one another, they immediately go back to their old habits and act as if they never left each other. Additionally, if the relationship with people we care about gets damaged due to a little time spent away, it would be virtually impossible for individuals to have long-lasting relationships with others. All right, so that's the end of the first body paragraph's example. Now, the main character for this example was just high school students and young adults in general. The main character was not myself or a person that I know. Now, since that's the case, I am allowed to write a personal or non-personal example in the following body paragraph, okay? So what I'm saying is, do not write two body paragraphs that have a personal or non-personal example in them, because that would just make your essay become more subjective. It would make it less convincing because it's just about yourself or maybe your father or your brother or your sister or your friend. The scope isn't that big. So please do not recycle a personal or non-personal example if it is possible for you guys to write an example in the third person point of view, which is much more general, much more comprehensive, or if it's possible for you guys to write a specific example that creates a common ground between you and the grader. Because let's say that I decided to write about, I don't know, Justin Bieber, or I decided to write about Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert Downey Jr., any of those really famous individuals, then the grader is going to be able to kind of expect and predict what you're going to write in your example, right? So if that happens, it becomes much easier for the grader to catch on and follow the details that you're writing in the example. So a specific example is the best. A third person point of view would be a close second, and then a personal example would be the third, and a non-personal example would be in the same position, actually, third place. Don't repeat a non-personal or personal example in both of your body paragraphs. Now, let's take a look at the ending. All in all, we can't and shouldn't overlook the fact that time spent away from people we care about does not have a negative impact on the relationship with them. All right, now let's move on to the second body paragraph. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to criticize the other opinion. Basically, I'm going to strategically explain why the other opinion doesn't make sense. Here it is. On top of this, being away from those we love and hold dear can actually result in favorable ramifications for both parties. In the eyes of many people in present-day society, we typically end up taking many things, including tangible items and even family members, for granted when we never experience the void left by their absence. Needless to say, not being in proximity to people we care about can, in reality, help us comprehend how valuable and precious they really are. A great example of this would be my older brother, Mike. So this is a non-personal example because it's about my fake brother. Mike graduated from college about 3 years ago and has been living independently ever since. Working as a marketing director in a reputable company, Mike's daily schedule is pretty hectic, and he doesn't have much time to run his errands or do household chores. Prior to living alone, Mike was more or less a spoiled brat and got into verbal altercations with our parents for very trivial reasons. For instance, when our mom told Mike to make his bed or take out the trash, Mike would always complain about having to do things that anyone else could do. Contrarily, now, whenever Mike has a chance to come back home during the holidays, he acts like a changed man and treats our parents with the utmost respect. He no longer resembles the young and immature Mike that I previously knew and saw on a daily basis. My brother even recently told me to start listening to our parents and to do whatever they say because parents are never wrong. He says he now realizes that all kids should be grateful for having good parents since mothers and fathers have the hardest job in the world. So this example is painting the picture that I'm still in high school. However, I do want to remind you guys that you will be registering for the TOEFL exam or any other standardized exam for that matter with your passport or another, acceptable form of identification. Now, on your passport or driver's license, you'll have your name on top, your date of birth, your gender, and where you live or where you were born if we're talking about a passport. So guys, please do not lie about that information. If you're a man, don't say that you're a woman for no reason. If you're older than 20 years old, don't say that you're 7 years old because that's too big of a difference anyways. That's too much of a discrepancy. What I'm saying is any information that's not privy, any information that's easily accessible, don't lie about it, okay? All right, now let's take a look at the ending statement. Long story short, it's clear as day to me that Mike would not have recognized the significance of the relationship with our parents if he never spent time away or lived independently. All right, so this was the sample essay. This was the essay topic that I wanted to share with you guys today. And I decided to bring forth this essay topic, this sample essay, because I'm hoping that it helps you guys kind of deal with the fact that you're having to stay inside or distance yourself from your close friends and family members. In the end, when this situation passes, when the government and we are able to pacify this catastrophe, we will go back to our normal lives. We will be able to hang out with our friends and family, and it's going to be even lovelier than it ever was before. So keep that in mind. The future has a lot of great things in store for us because this pandemic is going to make us stronger. It really is. All right, if you guys enjoyed the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share the content. But most importantly, if you are a self-disciplined and dedicated person, reach out to me about my tutoring services. Let's get the score that you need and deserve in 2020 as soon as everything gets back to normal. But let's also take advantage of this quarantine. Let's take advantage of this time that we have on our hands to really get completely prepared for the exam so that when we are able to actually take the test normally, we get the job done and we take this monkey off of our backs as soon as possible. All right, see you in the next video. Peace.